I didn't believe in ghosts that wear chains or moan in a language no one understands. I believed in echoes, the kind of haunting that seeps into a place, a residue of intense emotion so strong it becomes a part of the air. That's the kind of ghost I found in my new apartment. It was a one-bedroom on the third floor of an old building, cheap because of a giant, unexplainable stain on the living room floor. It was a dark, spreading stain that the landlord said was just old coffee. I covered it with a rug and moved on. The first few weeks were normal, but then I started to feel it. Not a presence, but an overwhelming, crippling wave of sorrow that would hit me when I stood in a specific spot, right next to the stain. It was like grief that wasn't my own, a heavy blanket of despair so profound it made my chest ache. I'd be laughing at a movie, then I'd get up to get a snack, and as I walked past that spot, the joy would just evaporate. I'd be left with a crushing feeling of hopelessness that would last for minutes. I tried to ignore it. I moved furniture, put up new art, and even rearranged my books. But the feeling always found me. It became my own personal storm cloud, following me to the coffee table, the bookshelf, wherever I lingered near that dark spot. A neighbor, an old woman named Helen, told me about the apartment's previous owner. A young artist named Sarah lived there. She was immensely talented, but she had a breakdown after her art was rejected from a prestigious gallery. She just sat in that corner and cried herself to death, Helen said, her voice dropping to a whisper. The doctors called it heart failure, but we all knew it was a broken heart. She died right on that spot. That night, the sorrow was worse. Felt cold, physically cold. I stood in the middle of the room, shivering, and watched a faint, shimmering mist begin to coalesce over the stain on the floor. It wasn't a face or a figure, just a vague, translucent outline of a woman, hunched over, shoulders shaking. There were no tears, no sound. It was just the feeling of her grief made visible. This wasn't a ghost haunting me. It was a ghost of a feeling, a memory of a pain so deep it had become a permanent part of the house. I understood then. I didn't have to run. I didn't have to banish her. I just had to change the echo. The next morning, I moved my easel right over the stain. I didn't paint with black or gray. I used every color I owned, brilliant reds, vibrant yellows, deep, hopeful blues. I painted a sunrise over a calm ocean, a scene of immense peace and beauty. I felt the cold despair fighting me as I worked, a resistance in the air, but I kept going. I didn't stop until the canvas was finished, a beacon of light in the dim apartment. I haven't felt the sorrow since. When I walk over that spot now, there's still a lingering presence. Not of grief, but of a quiet, gentle peace. A new echo. Sarah is still there, I believe. But her story isn't just about pain anymore. It's also about a new beginning.